Hi, Brother Teacher here. One of my subscribers asked me the question when they were responding to one of my videos as to how I look to be in such great shape, particularly for my age, and what's my training regimen. First of all, I'm honored, I'm humbled, and I'm flattered that you see me as being someone in fairly decent shape, I would say, for my age. My age is almost 59 in another month, and next year I'll be hitting 60. Now, it seems as though in my mind I don't see myself as being this old, even though time has told the tale, as it were, and I do have some arthritic pain and some other minor injuries and so forth from previous years, but for the most part, I'm healthy. But to get to the question as to how I maintain my health on the level that I do presently is really, I think sometimes genetics has something to do with people's general health. It certainly helps, but as far as I am concerned, the fact that I believe I only eat about one meal a day and I constantly try to exercise, as often as I possibly can. And even though that's not really specific, it's general. That's really I guess, the basics to how I stay in such great shape. And I think genetics does have a little bit to do with it. But for the most part, I will say this: I have never lifted weights, barbells, heavy weights in my entire life. Throughout my martial arts career, I have never lifted weights. I've always relied on isometrics, your own body's resistance, push-ups, sit-ups, crunches, pull-ups, and things of this sort, stretching and applying technique, going through the techniques, punches and kicks, and so on and so forth. And that's pretty much the answer as to how I have stayed in shape and have a fairly decent body frame, if you will. But I don't have a bread basket. I don't have a big belly, in other words. Not at all. As a matter of fact, being as old as I am, I can still see my six pack to a certain degree. I'm older, let's face it, I am. But I've never been overweight. Uh, and I don't drink beer. I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke. I don't drink any alcoholic beverage, period. I've never done drugs in my entire life. I do enjoy sweets. I will say that with a cup of coffee, for the most part, I will eat some chocolate chip cookies and drink a cup of coffee. I tend to like to have a donut with cup of coffee when I do have that guilty pleasure, if you will, for the most part. But the fact again that I only eat one meal per day, and I constantly train as much as I possibly can, as I said before, and that's the reason, for the most part, why I maintain my own particular physical status, as it were. So I firmly believe, that if I have not been obese at almost 60 years old, and if I've never had a gut, as it were, a huge bread basket for a stomach in all of these years, I'm not going to have one now. Of course, I have the propensity to gain weight. I have the ability to gain weight. In other words, I just choose not to. I just choose to follow my own normal daily activities, and I don't have a regimen per se, and I am not on a diet. Your diet is what you eat all of the time. It is your diet. It's not you being on a diet, such as an advertisement. I'm on the South Beach diet or the Atkins diet and so on and so forth. I'm not on a diet. I'm never going to be on a diet. My diet is a staple thing that I do all of the time. It's my normal eating habits. And you and everyone else has a normal eating habit. And that's not a diet. That's just what your normal diet is all of the time. When people go on a diet, it means that they're stopping doing something else, and they're going on a diet, unquote, just for a short period of time until they've gathered the results that they wanted, and then they go back to the things that they used to do, the bad eating habits, in other words. So that's pretty much the gist of it. So if you want to lose weight, one of the major things that you have to take into consideration is uh, your diet and exercise and eating real food, whole food, organically grown food, and staying away from all of the processed foods and all of the excess carbs and the sugar. Sugar will put the weight on you, and at the same time, sugar will also compromise your insulin levels in your body and cause you to have possibly diabetes somewhere down the road. And you don't want to do that because, you know, it's something that you can control. Most of the ailments, most of the conditions that we are faced with health wise in a negative sense are caused by us. So we need to stop thinking that these things that befall us in terms of cancer and disease and so forth is just something that just fell out of a cloud upon us, and that's not true. We caused most of our problems, and we do cause most of our problems health wise. It's us. So we have to fix our own problems as well and stop relying on pharmaceutical drugs just to cover up or mask the symptoms. That's it, and that's all. Take care.